Hello, do you want to improve your English in a simple and natural way? Here you can. He thought he was done. He thought he had no more strength left. The world was quiet that morning, but inside him, a small voice said, "Try again." This is the story of a young man who almost gave up, but didn't. From Zero to Strength, Episode 6, A Voice Inside Said, "Try Again." Chapter 1, The Morning of Doubt. The alarm rang at 5:30 a.m. Daniel opened his eyes slowly. The room was cold and dark. For a moment, he did not move. He looked at the ceiling. He felt tired, not just in his body. He felt tired in his heart. For many weeks, he worked hard. He trained early. He worked long hours. He tried to change his life, but nothing felt different. He sat up on the edge of the bed. The small apartment was quiet. Outside, the city was still sleeping. Daniel rubbed his face with his hands. He felt heavy. He felt slow. "Why am I doing this?" he asked himself. He remembered last year. He remembered the night he lost his job. He remembered standing outside the building with a small box in his hands. He felt small that day. People said it was not his fault. The company had problems. They had to let people go. But inside, he felt like a failure. Since that day, he tried many things: new jobs, new plans, new goals. But each time, something went wrong. Now he was trying again. He wanted to start his own small fitness program online. He wanted to help people get strong, not only in body, but in life. He believed in it. At least, he wanted to believe. Daniel stood up and walked to the window. The sky was gray. The sun was not up yet. He looked at his reflection in the glass. "You said you would not quit," he whispered. But the doubt was strong this morning. He thought about staying in bed. He thought about skipping training. He thought about stopping everything. "No one cares," a negative voice said in his mind. "No one is watching. It doesn't matter." He closed his eyes. Then something small happened. It was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was just a quiet thought. Try again. Daniel opened his eyes. The voice was soft. It was calm. Try again. He did not feel strong. He did not feel brave, but he felt something small, a tiny light inside his chest. He put on his training shoes. He did not feel excited. He did not feel ready, but he stepped outside. The air was cold. His breath made small white clouds in front of him. He started to run. The first minutes were hard. His legs felt heavy. His mind said, "Stop." But again, that quiet voice said, "Try again." He ran a little farther. Step by step. Not fast, not perfect, just moving forward. As the sun slowly came up, the sky turned orange. The city began to wake up. Daniel felt something change. The problems were still there. The doubts were still there. But he was still running, and that meant something. After the run, he stood on the small bridge near his apartment. Cars moved under him. People walked to work. He looked at the rising sun. "I'm still here," he said quietly. He was not a failure. He was not finished. He was just in the middle of his story. And today, he chose to try again. The voice inside him did not shout. It did not promise success. It only said one simple thing: don't stop. Daniel took a deep breath. Maybe strength does not come from big wins. Maybe it comes from small mornings like this. Mornings when you want to quit. but you don't. He turned and walked home. Today was not perfect, but it was a start, and sometimes a start is enough. Chapter 2. Falling, but not breaking. Daniel went back to his apartment after the run. His shirt was wet. His legs were tired, but his mind was a little clearer. He made simple breakfast: 2 eggs, toast, black coffee. He sat at the small kitchen table with his laptop. Today, he wanted to post a new video, a short training lesson, simple exercises, simple words, real talk. He opened the video file. He watched himself on the screen. "Hi guys, today we start again," the video version of him said. Daniel looked at his face. He did not look like a big fitness star. He did not look famous. He looked normal. For a moment, doubt came back. "Who will listen to you?" the negative voice asked. "You are not special." Daniel closed the laptop. Silence. He stared at the wall. He felt that old fear again. Fear of trying, fear of failing, fear of people not caring. His phone buzzed. It was a message from his old friend, Mike. "Hey man, how's your project going?" Daniel looked at the message for a long time. He wanted to say, "It's great," but that was not true. He typed slowly. "It's hard. I don't know if it's working." Mike answered fast. "Nothing works in the beginning. Keep going." Daniel smiled a little. Sometimes we don't need long speeches. We just need one simple sentence. He opened the laptop again. He watched the video one more time. It was not perfect. The light was not perfect. The sound was not perfect. But the message was honest. He pressed upload. His heart beat fast. For a few minutes, he just sat there. He felt nervous. Then he stood up and cleaned the apartment. He needed to move. 2 hours later, he checked the video. 12 views. He felt disappointed. "Only 12?" he said. The negative voice came back. "See, no one cares." He almost deleted the video. His finger stopped over the screen. Then he remembered the morning run. He remembered the sunrise. He remembered the small voice. Try again. He did not delete it. Instead, he wrote a short post under the video. "This is for anyone who feels tired but still wants to fight." He closed the app. In the afternoon, Daniel went to work. He still had a part-time job at a small sports store. It was not his dream, but it paid the bills. The store was quiet that day. An older man walked in. He looked around slowly. "Can I help you?" Daniel asked. "I need shoes," the man said, "but I'm not a runner." Daniel smiled. "You don't have to be a runner to start." The man laughed. They talked for 15 minutes. The man said he wanted to get healthier. His doctor told him to walk every day. "I feel too old," the man said softly. Daniel looked at him. "You're not too old," Daniel said. "You're just at the beginning." The words surprised him. He heard himself say them. "You're just at the beginning." After the man left with new shoes, Daniel stood still for a moment. Maybe he was not talking only to the customer. Maybe he was talking to himself. In the evening, Daniel checked his phone again. The video had 43 views and 1 comment. His hands felt cold. He opened the comment slowly. "Thank you. I needed this today." That was it. Just one sentence, but it felt big. Someone out there watched. Someone out there felt something. Daniel sat on his bed. He was not famous. He was not rich. But he helped one person. The voice inside him was quiet again, but this time it felt stronger. See, try again. That night, he wrote new ideas in a notebook. Short workouts, simple talks about discipline, stories about hard days. He was still scared. He still had doubts, but he understood something new. Strength is not loud. Strength is not a big moment. Strength is choosing to continue when no one is clapping. The next morning, the alarm rang again at 5:30. Daniel opened his eyes. He was still tired, but this time he did not ask why. He said something different. "Let's go." He stood up, step by step. He was not falling anymore. He was building, slowly, quietly. And the voice inside him was not just a whisper now. It was becoming his friend.
Chapter 3. The Voice Becomes Strength. The weeks did not suddenly become easy. Daniel still had hard mornings. He still had days when the numbers were low. Some videos had 20 views, some had 15. But something inside him was changing. Before, he looked at the numbers. Now, he looked at the message. Did I speak from the heart? Did I tell the truth? Did I try my best? One evening, after work, he sat at his small desk. Rain was falling outside. The room felt quiet and warm. He opened his notebook. On the first page, he had written months ago, "From zero to strength." At that time, it felt like a dream. Now, it felt like a road. He turned the page. Under it, he wrote, "Strength is built on hard days." His phone buzzed again. Another comment on his latest video. "I started walking today because of you." Daniel read it 3 times. He did not know this person. He did not know their face. But somewhere, someone took a step because he did not quit. He leaned back in his chair. He remembered the day he lost his job. He remembered feeling small and lost. He remembered thinking his story was over. But it was not over. It was just a chapter. The rain outside became stronger. Daniel stood up and looked out the window. Streetlights reflected on the wet road. Cars moved slowly. He spoke quietly, almost like a promise. "I will not stop." The next weekend, he decided to do something new. He planned a free outdoor workout in the park. He made a simple post. "Free morning workout. Everyone welcome. No pressure. Just start." He did not know if anyone would come. Saturday morning arrived. The sky was blue. The air was cool. Daniel stood in the park with a small speaker and a water bottle. He waited. 5 minutes passed. No one. The old fear came back. "This is stupid," the negative voice said. "You look silly standing here alone." He looked at the ground. Then he heard footsteps. A young woman walked toward him. "Is this the workout thing?" she asked. "Yes," Daniel said, surprised. She smiled. "I saw your video." 2 more people came, then another one. In total, 6 people stood in front of him. It was not a big crowd, but it was real. Daniel felt nervous. His hands were a little cold. He looked at the small group. "Thank you for coming," he said. "We're not here to be perfect. We're here to try again." They started with simple stretches, then light exercises.
Some people laughed, some people felt tired, but no one left. After the workout, they sat on the grass. They talked about life, about stress, about starting over. The young woman said, "I always think I'm too late to change." Daniel smiled. "You're not late, you're just starting." Again, those words. He understood something very clearly in that moment. The voice inside him was not only for him anymore, it was for others too. Weeks later, his channel slowly grew. Not fast, not crazy numbers, but steady. Every video was honest. Every message was simple. Don't quit. Start small. Try again. One night he received a long message. It was from a man who said he had been very depressed. He said Daniel's videos gave him hope. He said he felt less alone. Daniel sat in silence after reading it. Tears filled his eyes. He was not a big star. He was not perfect, but he was useful, and that was enough. He walked to the mirror. He looked at himself. The same face, the same apartment, the same simple life, but different eyes, stronger eyes. The negative voice was still there sometimes. It still tried to speak, but now another voice was louder. The voice that said, "You are growing, you are helping, you are not done." Months ago, that voice was small. Now it was steady. It did not shout. It did not promise easy success. It simply said, "Try again." And Daniel understood something important. Strength is not about never falling. Strength is about standing up every time you fall. Strength is listening to the quiet voice that believes in you when everything feels dark. One early morning, just like in the beginning, the alarm rang at 5:30. Daniel opened his eyes. The room was still small. The air was still cold, but his heart felt different. He sat up. He smiled a little. Not because life was perfect, but because he was not afraid anymore. He put on his shoes. He stepped outside. The sky was gray again. A new day. A new chance. And inside him, the voice was calm and strong. Let's go. He started to run, not away from fear, but towards his future. From zero to strength. Did you enjoy this episode? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check the full playlist to watch the whole series and improve your English.